Hey everyone, King Size Customs, Kevin A. Creedon, the man behind King Size Customs. I got some new jewelry. I've only had this for about a little over a week. I've always wanted a chain, and because I always had a bracelet like that, but I got a chain and a matching bracelet. But that's not the subject of this video, neither is Diet Dr. Pepper. Subject of this video is, so you guys all saw William Withers. He's like the king of diecast. How I dropped some stuff off to him. Now that was a combination of like 2 trips, I believe, 2 or 3 trips. Anyway, I always feel bad because I always leave William Withers' house with more stuff than I give him. So, but this was all from one trip. This is all the toy haul. And it's not even all of it. There's spray paint that he gave me because he's like, look, where I'm at, I really can't spray paint, and I understand that. So, Billy, for you, I will actually do a little bit of a better video. It'll actually be like kind of, I don't know, sort of kind of professionally narrated. Well, by me, who's not really that professional, but because it will get loud and I will actually edit and all this, but you'll get a little video of my setup as soon as I can make that video. And yeah, I still got to work on some things for you. So anyway, without further ado, I know long introduction and this is going to be a long video. Anyway, I want to break into the stuff that William Withers gave me. So starting out, in his video, if you guys have seen it, which I'm sure by now you have, he gave me, I gave him a Dodge Ram Dually Ram 3500 Laramie with service bed. He actually gave me this because he knows I was looking for it. I'm not really big into service beds, but I'll pick one up as soon as I can find another one. But he gave me this Ford F350 Dually. This is by Greenlight. This thing's cool. It's a really good size. It's really cool. Really good to scale. Alright, I want to get into some of the loose stuff here. It's actually in a medium flat rate box right next to me. So, or actually, let me get into the carded stuff because that's mostly bagged. But this box is almost as bad as his postal boxes. I'm sure you guys can see deep down in there. We got a lot of loosies to go through. So, real quick, let me go through the carded stuff, and I see something that I think I wasn't supposed to have, but I think Billy just threw it in there because why not? So, anyway, carded stuff. So, I haven't seen this stuff in a little bit. Oh yeah, I remember this bad boy. I love my dually trucks. Not really the service bed stuff, because where I live, it's not really a service bed area. He hooked me up with one of these, which is cool. I never really pulled the trigger. I've seen a few of them, but he's like, look, I saw them, don't get them, I snagged them. I'm like, all right, cool. So, hooked me up with one of these, which always are awesome and fun for customs. He said, hey, do you have any of the Fast and Furious Real Rider set? And I'm like, no. And he's like, here you go. He told me he's looking for a certain Dodge in here, for a certain Chevelle. So I'm going to try to hook him up with that. And then I believe he's also looking for another car in this series that I will try to hook him up with if I can find it. See, my problem is I don't really go hunting a lot. I mean, I have another hobby that's starting to cost me a little bit more money, but it's not as much as hunting, and it's kind of a little bit, for me, it's a little bit easier access than hunting. But anyway, he threw in one of these, which I didn't want to take from him, but he's like, look, I've got a few, so take it, do what you're going to do, customize it, do it your way. And I'm like, all right, man. So that's pretty sweet. This was one that I had been looking for, that I'm like, Billy, you give this to me, it's going to get customized, it's going to get detailed out. I've been looking for this truck for a little while, and for some reason, my area doesn't seem to get a lot of moving parts vehicles. The last moving parts vehicle that I picked up was the super fast Honda S2000, the yellow convertible, which I have now. This is cool. I didn't even know this was included. Oh. I told him about how I bought these two figures from Figureworks and how they were like 30 bucks. He looked at me like I had two heads. But these are two, I believe these are, these look like S scale. You know, these look to appear to be 1/64th, but they're cool figures, which I love figures for dioramas and stuff. It just adds more life to your little diecast world. And then here's a tractor. Well, Becco, but still where I come from, my nephew calls it a tractor. So that's some of the some of the carded stuff. This box, I mean, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys. It's a giant box, so. And then that's not even all of it. He gave me spray paint, which I'm like, how do I handle this? But it's cool, I'll find a way. I'll give you some, I'll let you know the customs that I do with your spray paint, Billy. So, real quick, we got a lot of stuff to go through. Had a truck like this when I was young. He had it in a box of farm toys. I'm like, ooh. He's like, yeah, sure, man. Had something like this. Thought this was cool. He's like, it's yours. Like, really? You know you always got to have a 4x4 van. Custom Ford truck. I always thought those were cool, that era of Ford. Honda Ridgeline that I hadn't seen. And, yeah, he's like, dude, take it. I'm like, all right, cool. Bronco 2. 80s Matchbox or 90s Matchbox. Believe he said this was a Majorette. Yeah, it's a Majorette. It's a Jeep Cherokee. The little light bar's falling off, but I don't really mind because with a light bar like that, you just take it off, file it down, and you can glue it or JB weld it to something else. Alright, he knows I'm a fan of Rams. He also told me be careful, some of these might have stuff in them because they're from his childhood. He'd like to play with his cars and put stuff in them. So I'm like, alright, cool. He and I got to talking about Matchbox and how they were doing some cool things. I think this is a more modern casting. I don't know. I don't really mind. But I liked how it had the mud effect and the mud wheels. I'm not sure if I captured it, but there's the Ram that has stuff in the back. Bronco 2 if you missed it. And then the Jeep Cherokee with the Majorette Jeep Cherokee with the light bar that's a little askew. So, this was actually, I'm not going to embarrass you, Billy, we all started out somewhere. This was actually a custom that he did. He hand painted it. He did the Sharpie windshield, the tinted windows. This is going to be used for parts for his project. I mean, I don't think he wanted it anymore. It looks clean. It looks like it's never been drilled apart. But, you know, this is pretty good work as far as I'm concerned. So, but this is going to get used as a parts truck. This roll bar is going to come off. So, this is one that I wasn't sure. I'm glad I have it now because I was thinking that was kind of dumb. I mean, I love these Ford trucks, these Ertls. I love the stripe on here, the red and white stripe. I think it'll look nice next to my custom, and this is definitely better than my custom, which nobody wanted to buy from me. I didn't know he had this. I don't think he knew he had this, but this is the I believe it's a Lesney Matchbox wagon. I believe Bare Metal Hot Wheels, who he and I watch a lot, did a restoration on this. Now, unfortunately, his restoration, he had all the parts. Me, this isn't going to stay with me either. This is just going to get customized and redone, and I'm going to replace this part, and I'm going to try to make it so that it slides. But this is going to get redone in a something in a color that William Withers chose. I mean, he said take full artistic license, just don't do any crazy bright colors. So, and I think I got you, man. I think I know. I think I'll do you proud on that one. Chevrolet Suburban, police car. A lot of these are like really cool, just things that I want for customs. Flash Cider, which is like the second Flash Cider I've ever had. I like the off-road wheels on it. Lifted Ford F-150 from like the 2000s. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, he said use this for the parts truck for the BMW dealership that I was building. And I'm still going to finish that. It's just, I got to wait to the cooler months to do that, because why waste all my time working on something that I can do inside when the weather's nice outside? So I told him about that, because he was, you know, he was one of the biggest people who was interested in that. French Majorette, I believe this is like a Chevy something. I just remembered I can't really pronounce French words. So, but really cool. I worked on one of these for my buddy Mike. I like the wheels on it. Nice, big, meaty truck. This was one of those cool castings that I didn't know existed. It's a Majorette. It's a Toyota. It's the Gladiator. But the cool thing is, if you look at it, I didn't know they made Toyotas, and I didn't know there was a diecast brand that actually put the fender mirrors on there. So this is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is the one I'm going to take apart, because I believe he put two in there. I think that's the one that's going to stay stock. This, I was confused about. I thought it was a Maisto. It's like, no, man, that's an Ertl. I'm like, whoa! So, yeah, Ertl made a lot of great stuff way back when. Oh, I always like these trucks. So he's like, yeah, that's probably the Ertl you're used to. I'm like, yes, it is. Threw this in because I have another one from that 5-pack that he gave me. Jeep Grand Wagoneer with the tailgate still on it. See, he was nice. He took care of his toys. I feel horrible. I was a bad kid. My toys always got beat to hell. Generic Chevrolet, which I'm one of those people. Yeah, I love square bodies. I'll come by it, honestly. I believe this is called a Hot Wheels Gulch Stepper, but it's based on the Samurai. Another one of his awesome customs, and I'm not saying that to be a smartass, but his SWAT van. So, another truck that I'm actually going to play around with. It's a square body Chevy. I know everybody's like, are we done with the square body Chevys? There's a story about this Ertl. He gave this to me because he knows I like cop cars, but there's another thing about it. This is the metal and plastic. He's like, I have a metal and metal that I want you to have to compare. So, I just got to find it. Oh. Oops, this isn't the one, but it looks like it. See, this is another no-name brand that he's like, look, because we used to talk on the phone a lot. Well, not a lot, but more than we do now. He's like, look, those Chinese knockoff brands used to do a lot of awesome castings. So, cool little plow truck. I believe another knockoff brand. So I'm just saying, like, you know, don't judge knockoff brands harshly. Ow. So, I am not sure how familiar you guys are with Racing Champs or the older racing champions. This is one of them, and I got to be careful because the hood's coming off with this. A lot of people that I watched said, yeah, their castings weren't great. You could drop them on the floor and they'd crack, or you could open the packaging and they'd just start falling apart in your hands. So I was like, wow. And I didn't realize that till I picked that one up. Horse truck with the horses in it, I believe. Yeah. Actual horses in it. I was like, whoa, what? That was like the first thing of mine that went. He's like, yeah, just be careful, because as you saw, the horse box comes off. Another Chevrolet step side. Here it is. This is the metal on metal version of that car, and you can feel a weight. You can feel a significant weight difference. I told him about my Silverado that you guys, if you stayed with me long enough, have seen. The one that I kind of rusted out because I put stickers on it. He knows I'm a semi-truck guy, so of course there's a lot of semi-trucks in here. Forklifts, a lot of construction equipment. Good old horse trailer in here. Hardware Hank, and it's a actual 1/64 scale semi, because I am a bit of a scale snob, unfortunately, when it comes to stuff like that. I shouldn't be, but I am. Forklift with one fork. We've had a horrible accident with our forks. Square body Chevy with a cap. This is what I thought that other brown one was. See, I have been looking for one of these for a while, and I never could really pull the trigger on eBay because somebody would always outbid me on it at the last second. So, and that was the Fall Guy truck. What is this? This is Chevelle, I believe he redid. I mean, he's like, yeah, I need to step up, but hey, we all come from somewhere and we all get better. So, blue and silver Ford F-150. I didn't even know this casting existed. It's a majorette, but it's a Toyota Hi-Ace van. Almost like the Previa. But what's cool about it is it's got an opening rear hatch. If you guys remember my red custom Ford, which I actually have right here for you. This guy started its life as this guy. So, and just for, okay, I wasn't sure. I thought mine didn't have the hole in the bed. So, this was something that I didn't really know was that old. It's a service bed Ford. And I'll get to these Ertls because there is a little something I gotta tell you about these Ertls. This was what he called a Road Champs. I had never seen this casting before. I like it a lot. In my last video where I went to the flea market with Billy, I ended up buying what was a Daisy Duke Jeep that was all beat to hell. I think I'll make this the replacement. Dually GMC here. Second one of that. And there is one special truck. Okay. To the bottom of the basket, or the box, and I still have more stuff. I don't know what I did. There is some carded stuff too that he gave me. Like more recent carded stuff. I believe that's in the bag with spray paint possibly. But I'll make a second video on that. There's still a lot of stuff. Oh no, carded stuff's in the bottom here. But this truck right here. You guys all know that I have an affinity for these Rams. Now I have a couple in my collection. This I couldn't just let him give me for free. So I forget how much it was, but I wanted to make him a square deal. I gave him what was left from the toy show in my wallet. Now, I'm a decent guy. I don't like to screw people over like that. People would have said, well, you bought him this stuff and, you know, you did this, that, and the other thing. No. So that's why, you know, this truck and some of these dually Ertls, like I told him back when I was starting out, back when I was still had the farm on the layout and still had the layout at my grandparents, I would have done almost anything for those trucks. There's a lot more of the loose castings, and then this is actually really cool. This right here is a garage with 2 opening doors, and the doors actually do accommodate a Ertl size pickup. Maybe not the dually. Well, actually, let's see here. There goes the AC. Dually's a bit of a tough fit, but with some cardboard, you have yourself a pretty good sized garage. So, but some of the carded stuff he gave me is unbelievable. Oh, a couple other significant pieces in here. Majorette box Chevys, box Caprices. So, he called this the Jeep Cherokee. I believe it's a Wagoneer, but correct me if I'm wrong. I can be wrong. Metal on metal Tonka cattle carrier. And then there is an Ertl cattle carrier in here that's still the metal on metal one. And I believe this was the one that had the horses in it. If not, it was that truck. Yeah, it was the truck had the horses still in it, which I was surprised. Oh no, this still has the horses in it. And he was surprised that the horses were in it. I'm like, because you know me, I'm ignorant. I opened them up. Gave me this. And now onto some of the carded stuff, or most of the carded stuff actually. There's a custom in here too that he gave me that I feel bad about having. So, and I'll show that once I find it in this box. But so he gave me this. He gave me this, which I saw at the show for more money than I was willing to spend. He gave me this, which I can't find anywhere. This is still the metal base one. Gave me one of these big heavy trucks, which are super awesome. He said this isn't to scale, but maybe you can do something with it. I'll make it a 2-car hauler. Oh man, he gave me this Nissan Silvia. Because in a previous video, he had given me the Fast and Furious one as well. Truck from my childhood that he had given me. There's just like, there's a bunch of cars in here that I gotta stop real quick because I'm not gonna be able to show you everything if I keep going. Oh, Case 4 dually. Gave me this, which is totally awesome. And another semi-truck. Gave me a king size, Matchbox king size in here too. Which, let's see if I can find that. Gave me this. I mean, William Withers is just like one of the most generous people. Ah, here it is. This is something he wants customized for him, which I plan on doing the best custom I can. We already discussed color and everything. Ah, here's the other new model he gave me. So that's pretty awesome, guys. Always a fun time chilling with Billy. Plan on redoing this for him. So if you don't mind me, gonna upload this video and get back to work, or get to work on this. So, alright guys, see you later. Alright guys, this was put in post. This is a custom he gave me since I bought that, I guess he called it the Love Machine from Up in Smoke. It's the 64 Chevrolet Impala that 100 Little Cars on Instagram let me buy from him. Well, he didn't let me buy it. He was selling it, and I bought it from him. So he's like, look, you need to have that to go with your Up in Smoke 64 Impala. I'm like, really? And I didn't want to. He was like, dude, look. I'm like, let me know, is that guy still customizing? I forget your name, but if you were the maker, customizer of this van, and Billy, Billy, I know you're watching, so jump in with that person's name. I want to give this person all the credit in the world. I will appreciate this forever. This will go in a special part of my collection where no little hands can touch it. So, but this is to go with that Up in Smoke, and I really did. It was like, look, don't worry about it. Take it. It'll complement that car nice. I'm like, all right, man, I don't want to do this, but okay. So, all right, guys, that's the last little bit for me for now. Next video will probably show you, just so I can show Billy the work on his van and then on his truck, and then also the my spray area for my airbrush and what I use, because I know sometimes me talking, it's better to have an actual picture of what's going on. So anyway, and yeah, I'm holding on to this for dear life. So